How many of you have got some sleep since last night? Because let me remind you, Forest smashed, who was it again? Fulham. More like Empty Ham, 3-1. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Ah, it feels good, boys. It feels good today still.
Feels strange.
It feels weird. Weird. A win. How are you, boys?
Good.
I'm good. I'm tired. I think I got like 5 hours sleep, and then I've been on the mojitos all day. I got sunstroke, so Morgan Gibbs White kept my faith up. Apart from that, I feel a bit crap.
Sounds like you've had a real tough couple of days there, Crypto.
Yeah, no sympathy, mate. No sympathy.
I've been working all day as well.
Oh, yeah, working on your tan line.
Oh, you say you got sunburn. What's that? How does that work? Is a
sunstroke on the top of your head.
Yeah, you've got sun where you are.
It's well powerful. Look.
Yeah, I saw it a few months ago, but not since.
Back of my head all day.
Anyway, I know it's a bit early tonight because Luton are playing Arsenal, or the other way around. Up the Arsenal. We're all Arsenal land tonight, man. We're all Arsenal land, and we're doing the watch along for it. So we'll finish here about 7:20, 7:25, and then we'll kick over to the watch along. I'll break my fast again, and then I'm gonna have another long night. But anyway, hope you guys are well. And we got to kick it off with a question everyone wants to know. Hit that like if you want to know the answer to this. Ant, are you Nuno in or Nuno out?
Can I give some context? Right.
No.
Chat, do you want context? I don't know.
One swallow doesn't make a summer, yeah? If it continues to produce the kind of football we saw, particularly in the first half yesterday, then of course I'll change my mind. But I'm not going to change my mind on one result. That's only a fool would do that. I need to see more. And if I see more, I'll change my mind. It's simple.
Wait. So you Nuno out still?
I did say when I said that, look, I'm really pissed off at the minute. We've just drawn with Palace, so I could change my mind. Right now, I would not change the manager right now. Okay.
So that would make you Nuno in.
So he's got a bit of a reprieve. After yesterday, it would be disingenuous of me not to give him a bit of a reprieve, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
But one swallow doesn't make a summer, man.
Yeah, a reprieve. I didn't say he'd been acquitted. I said he's got a reprieve.
Wait. So are you trying to say without saying it, because we're going to rip the piss out of you if you do, that you're gone from Nuno out to Ant on the fence?
You can rip the piss out of me. I'm used to that, man. You know that.
Are you Ant on the fence? Are you Ant on the fence?
Yeah, I'm Ant on the fence.
Oh so my God, man. The guy who kicks off every time I put fence in a poll and says to me, only put yes, no's, and now you're going to fence it. No, you can't. That's worse than being Nuno out, man. How can you go from Nuno out to fence?
What I've said is I'm prepared to give him a chance. So that's kind of fancy, I gotta say. It's kind of fancy.
That's the definition of fence.
I'm a bit like a West Ham fan. I'm a bit like a West Ham fan, aren't I, with Moyes?
Don't try and change the subject. You're there. You took the piss out of Catfish.
I tell you what, I'll give you a more definitive answer after the Wolves game. Notice I didn't say the Tottenham game, so I'm giving him a bit of leeway after the Wolves game.
You can say what you want. You're on the fence.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
You're on the fence. Fernando, loving your top now. Well. He's loving your Palmeiras top. Yeah, I'll bet. Hope you guys didn't chat. On that breaking bombshell, I don't know if we can do any more other than to get Lenny to shave the show. Save the show.
Shave the show.
How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Matt. I'm good. It's nice to finally be on when we've actually won a game, which is a welcome change.
It's been a while, mate. It's been a while. Listen, Levy, are you on the fence with Ant? Are you Nuno in? Are you Nuno out? I mean, can you believe these
Nuno in for at least the end of the season, I'm Nuno in. I think, yeah, it's going to be one to review going into the summer. But at the moment, I'm not even entertaining the idea of Nuno out at the moment. It seems a bit forced.
It's just I just. We're talking about you. I'm talking about you, mate.
Talking about me.
Yeah,
you're talking about me.
It's all about Ant. It's all about Ant. Anyway, let's get on and talk about the actual football, because we got Morgan Gibbs-White, a little lighter skin toned, a little wider in the frame, but apparently Morgan Gibbs-White is sitting here. Crypto.
Do you remember when Ant said that I had a similar frame to a Langer?
Did he?
Yeah, can you not remember that?
No, I can't say I do, mate. I can.
Yeah,
you definitely got sunstroke.
I was speechless as well, Ant, when you said it, but there you go. Yeah, I thought MGW last night was absolutely brilliant. Definitely best game in the Forest shirt for me. He's everything that we've been asking for, really. He was skillful on the ball. His passing. I mean, this is not just Morgan Gibbs-White. You could say this about a number of players, but the passing was sublime. He was coming back to help the defence. He was making progressive balls. He scored. He assisted. He did a bit of everything last night. So shout out to Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought it was his best game. I did think at half time, I wonder if there's like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona scout sat in the crowd, because he was putting 110% in. I mean,
it was a 50-foot picture of him in the Trent end, I think. Actually,
yeah. I mean, he was even trying to head balls down from people who were doing high foot kicks and stuff. So it was almost like imagine Ryan Yates with the skills of Messi. That's how I'd sum up Morgan Gibbs-White last night. 100% passion, 100% skill.
What was it? Ryan Yates with the skill of Messi.
The passion of Ryan Yates and the skill
the passion
Messi
of Ryan. Okay,
equals Morgan Gibbs-White last night. I thought he was brilliant, and there was a few other players who were as well, but Morgan Gibbs-White stood out especially. So, yeah, shout out to Morgan Gibbs-White. I've officially changed my name by deed poll.
Well, was he your man of the match, Lemmy, for you, Morgan Gibbs-White, or did anyone else catch your eye?
No, I think everyone played well. It was another one of those games where everyone was probably at least about a 7 or an 8. I think there wasn't really anyone who had a proper stinker. But no, Morgan Gibbs-White was the talisman that we've been hoping for ever since we kind of brought him in. He was the player that was kind of linking everything up. For his own goal, he was basically linking up with Danilo and then making the run past the attack for Cho's goal. And then the second opportunity that he had, which I think easier to score in that setup, to flick it over the defenders and then run on and then somehow find the pass through. If Callum Hudson-Odoi could have just shot that with his left foot, maybe, then that would have been an absolute peach of a assist for Morgan Gibbs-White to have on his tally. But yeah, everything ran through him. He was coming back into the defence and trying to take the ball, look for options, running around with it. It is exactly what we've been wanting for ever since we signed him, really. And then we saw the stint of him playing on the right-hand side and it just wasn't working. It was the stars aligned for Morgan Gibbs-White that game. And I think, that big old tifo of him definitely gave him a bit of a rocket up his arse to really give it all full beans. And yeah, it paid off big time. And
what was your favourite goal yesterday? Out of the form, I don't know. Maybe you like the Fulham goal. I don't know.
No, I would say the Gibbs-White goal, because of the combination with my boy Danilo.
Oh, he's your boy now. Oh, that's why you're in the Palmeiras top. Oh, yeah.
No, to be fair, he's always been my boy. It's you lot and them in the
chat. Shut up, you absolute liar, man.
Rubbish.
You're full of crap.
He's not playing well at the moment, but we know what class he has. Give him a chance. And at last, he seems to have found it again.
Hold on. Whoa, stop. Does anyone remember him saying that? Chat, anyone at all? Does anyone remember this so-called claim he's making?
I've always backed Danilo.
You been serious?
Mangala comes back and then you're taking him straight back onto the subject.
Oh, yeah. Mangala.
Ant's just misspelling Mangala here. He thinks it's the same player.
I've always said, remember how he was last season as a young boy. Give him a break, and thank God, because I tell you what, if you remember the influence he had at the end of last season, if he can have a similar influence at the end of this season, we'll be fine. And he played really well. Oh, it's beautiful to see the passing, the movement, the
defend. You know what? Danilo's defending.
The actual effort he was putting in. He was moving. It looked like Danilo of last year. And like I say, if we can have that Danilo back, then, with Aina playing absolutely fantastic. What a time for him to come back. As Lemmy says, the whole team, there's nobody. Matt Sells, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Nico, all of a sudden, Nico's the player that we hoped he was going to be. It's all coming together. So as long as the manager picks the right side and plays the right tactics, we have enough quality to at least survive this year. You
can say what you want, Ant, but I'm sorry, Pat is in streaming video. He has no recollection of your BS. Yeah, Crypto's probably going to say something.
I'll tell you what I'm willing to do, Pat. Tell you what I'm willing to do, because fair's fair. If you're willing to put £1,000 bet on it, I will find video evidence of me saying, give Danilo a chance.
No, don't be unfair. Because what Ant will do, Pat, do not take this bet. What he'll do, he'll find a clip at the start of the season where everyone was still Danilo's good, right? And he'll be like, hey, give him a chance ahead of Domingo as well. Domingo settles in. Go,
he'll dub over whenever he's speaking about Mangala. They just dub them with Danilo.
It's like a Korean kung fu film.
I was going to say on Danilo last night, he cleared 5 balls out our box as well, which I thought was really impressive. He was when he was defending, he was defending in the middle of the box, and he made loads of crucial clearances. So I thought Danilo was brilliant. Morgan Gibbs-White would have been my man of the match, but Danilo wasn't far behind, and it's good to see, and that, I think it gives us now a challenge, because I wanted to see Dominguez start, and I still think that Dominguez is probably one of our best midfielders. But now after that performance last night, it's thrown a spanner in the works, because a lot of people would say, you carry on with Yates and Danilo after the good performances that they put in.
You know what, Ben? Funny enough, Crypto, I mean. Before we came on stream, I was actually thinking to myself, the one disappointment, or one of the disappointments I had when I saw the team sheet was no Dominguez. And I was so relieved when I saw him come on yesterday. I thought he came on at a good time. We needed that. And I thought he's got to be in that team. The one thing I would say is that, Nuno, brilliant, but he's got to find a place for Domingo. But like you've just said, who the hell
is Domingo?
Domingo?
There's £1,000 bet out the window. Remember that player Domingo?
I like that name, Domingo. Hey, Domingo.
I don't know where that's come from.
That could be the midfield pairing, Domingo.
Maybe it's because I saw. No, he's Pavarotti, isn't he? Not Placido. Placido.
You know what? If anyone else had said that, I'd have let it slide. But this is the guy who calls me and has been like, on your video today, you didn't use the plural word for dice. You said dice instead of die or something weird like that. Never lets it slide. Never lets it slide.
Great video today, bro. But
could you go back and re-edit this? Anyway, speaking of editing, I don't know how that links into Rob. How you doing, Rob?
Hello. Am I missing the party? You've changed the time so many times now. I'm late.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I did message you at 2:00
right? Yesterday, and I met you in the queue. It's not the first time you've been late, is it?
All right, last minute Swift. Sorry about that.
Were you late to the game yesterday as well?
Well, no, I was in my seat for kickoff, unlike this evening. But, and I'm glad, because we were straight at them from the whistle. So if I'd been late, I would have missed Callum Hudson-Odoi. So hello.
No, just take the grammar word out, Joey. Just take the grammar word out.
Joking. You can leave the grammar in. But
ask Rob, who is Domingo? Did you catch that, Rob? Were you backstage for that bit?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. It made a lot of sense when I saw him last night. It was
Eddie straight on your case, mate. Eddie straight on your case. So, did you two have any kind of conflict in the game? Did Ant tell you to shut up? Did you tell him, no, Ant, I need to make my point? Anything like that?
No, it was all hugs and almost kisses.
He nearly crushed me. My hat was going all out about Benny Hill. My hat was going.
I think we all needed last night. We all needed last night because I think it was a long time coming, wasn't it?
Sounds like you and Ant took a little more than need from it. But anyway, let's move on. Right. So what was your take on the game in general, Rob? Obviously, Nuno was under a lot of pressure going into that game. Yeah. Team selection. How did you feel? And chat, honestly speaking, how did you feel? Don't hindsight this up. Yeah. How did you feel when you saw the team sheet? What were your initial thoughts on it, Rob?
Well, absolutely fine with it. Just surprised to see Danilo in there. That was the only question mark I had. I was glad to see Elanga coming back in for Origi. I think people were losing patience with that one. Probably relieved to see Sangare dropped. So Danilo was the only eyebrow raiser there. But my God, that's his best performance for us. I mean, my only question now is whether he is an away pick for us or whether Domingo needs to come back in for the Tottenham game. I think, we just saw a different side to his game. He was he's a complete central midfielder. He was doing the legwork for people like Gibbs-White to give them the opportunity to play. So, what a performance by him. So I don't know. That was the only eyebrow raiser. But I mean, in terms of the game itself, all I was going to say is the second half was a very, very nervous watch. Of course, at one point it looked like we were going to be defending a corner per minute for 45 minutes, and I just thought I can't take that. But fair play to them. They knew that they couldn't afford to just sit deep for 45 minutes and let Fulham come at them. And I could see they were like in two minds, like, can we have to keep attacking, but we don't want to throw it away. But fair play to them, because we could have added to that 3 goals in the second half. And they didn't fall into the trap of just sitting deep for 45 minutes. I mean, we were all a bit worried because we knew what they'd done at Sheffield. They'd come back from 3-0 down.
Yeah.
And I think Fulham were playing for their own pride in the second half, and they had nothing to lose. They're safe in the Premier League, whereas we had everything to lose. So they were going to have a go at us, and I think we managed them pretty well, apart from the corners. So
I think they were playing for their pride from the 30th minute. It's not very often that you see 3 subs made halfway through the first half. So
the last time I've seen that was when Colin Calderwood did 3 subs at home against Doncaster in his last game in charge. So that's the last time I've seen that at the City Ground.
Was Domingo playing that game as well?
I don't think Domingo.
Can we not, please?
You that one in, Ben.
Because the way Rob did it, like in a transition in his, and it just made me. I didn't notice it till he'd said it, and he was talking all serious and crap, and I was like, he went there. He went there. It was slick.
Crypto, you need a Domingo shirt now.
Hey, speaking of Domingo shirts, Dominico Republic shirts, right here. Where's yours? Where's yours?
Mine's in the. No, I'm not wearing it, man. I'll wear it when the other guys get
it. It's not time. It's not time.
It's not time yet. It's too early. And this is going to be stinking by the time it's actually party time because he doesn't wash his shit. So
are you joking? Are you joking?
No,
Can you guys just take a moment to realize something, right? So all this talk about 1 win in 9, 1 win this year from Nuno, and all this crap. Lemmy, can we not spin this a better way? Can we not say 3 undefeated? Yeah. That's about it. 3 undefeated. The best form team in the bottom 6 of the league. So, nearly a quarter of the. I'm looking for stuff here. Is that not the best way to spin it? Just before you answer that, I've got to catch up with some super chats. Jordan with the 199. Thank you so much, buddy. Hope you're well. Hey, boys. Hope you're all good. And what a win. What a win indeed it was. Marcus with the 10 months. Thank you so much, buddy. And 1865, Chris Wood equals Tiger Woods. Brilliant. Wolfie Reds. Thank you so much for trying that. That was all. That was all.
That was your best line ever, mate. You should have dropped the mic and walked
It's
out.
only taken 2 years, mate. It's only taken 2 years. And let me just to add to the point. This is the point. Thank you, Owen. I started this because I wanted to. Not only are we 3 undefeated, but four points taken and 4 points gained in 4 days. 4. Like, has that not shown us a bit of mental stability finally from the manager and the boys? What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that's what I've kind of meant by my tagline, what point deduction. We've managed to completely eradicate it in 4 days and after 2 games, which I think a lot of us would, especially when we were fearing the worst of like 6 or 10 point deductions and being right down the bottom. We're now back where we were after the Luton game. We're pretty much, we are, apart from goal difference changing a little bit, we're exactly where we were then over a couple of weeks ago. So that's massive. And then when we were still hypothesizing how bad it was going to be, we thought it was going to be 6 points.
I love it.
I said it would be equivalent of beating Burnley and Sheffield United away at the end of the season. But now we don't even have to think about that. Those 2 games are now games where we're going to gain those points and climb even further away from the relegation zone. Yesterday's game just had shades of Brighton at home last season.
Yeah,
it really did. Other than obviously they went up and then we scored in the 45th minute and then had a really good second half to kind of see them at bay. First half yesterday, all we have to do is replicate that a few more times this season, just a few more times, and we're safe, comfortably safe. So yesterday's game, there are so many positives that we can take from that first half, and it has to just be more persistent now. It can't just be a one-off like it was against West Ham, like it was against Villa, where it was just everyone's played well and now we're just going to drop it for the next 2 or 3 months until we decide that we actually want to play football again. We have to keep that run going, and I have full faith that they can now, after seeing that first 45 minutes and the way that they held on after conceding 5 minutes into the second half. It was a proper performance, and I'd like to think, stick with that team, we have no worries.
Yeah, but Joe, I don't know how you do it, right? Because fair play to you. I think the rest of the panel will agree. Like, you get Ant, who loses his shit every 5 seconds. Ez then loses it back at Ant. Then Rob, like, tries to crack the whip. And then Crypto goes off on Yates or Worrell still or something. Lemmy's just been consistent the whole way. We'll be fine. If we've won, we'll be fine. If we've lost, we'll be fine. If we've lost 7 in a row, we'll be fine. Like, at some point, when do we get to see you, like, be a twat, basically, is what I'm saying? Like, one of these lot. Because how is it that you can stay so confidently, like, headstrong onto the fact that we will be fine? It amazes me, mate. How'd you do it?
Maybe because we never record these like an hour after a game. That might help. I vent my frustrations about an hour after full time if we've lost or thrown away a big lead. I then just get it out of my system, and then I look at what's coming up, who else is playing around us, what games we got coming up. That's what I kind of focus on.
That's why I take it all back. I take it all back. You
know what it is?
I may use a lot of big words, but the main word is naive, possibly.
I'll tell you exactly what it is, Lemmy. You don't have a beard.
That is it.
If you've got a beard, if you have a beard of wisdom like us, then
like Ant's, man. I'm telling you what, chat. We need to do a poll on Ant's beard. I'm liking it personally.
Keep it.
I'm liking
it.
Yeah. Should we do a poll?
Somebody at the ground, as I was walking to the ground yesterday, just sprung out and said, "Love your beard, Ant." I don't know, but he had a beard as well, to be fair. So, you know, beards tend to stick together, don't they?
Esmondo.
Yo.
How are you, bro?
I'm chilled, man. I'm relieved after yesterday. I'm gutted that I missed it. Rob, you owe me, man. Big time, man. You had the best seat in the house. to see the best performance that we've probably put on since we got promoted. No, I've no doubt about it.
I've put in my time at the bad ones to earn that. So
no, fair play. But I mean, to be honest,
Rob, I'm sorry. I've got to say, sorry. It's Rob. He called me up just for the game. He's like, bro, I fancy going, man. Do you reckon it's too cheeky if I ask Rob if I can buy the ticket back up?
Well, I'm going to block you now. I did put on, mate. I contemplated it. And he goes, oh, yeah, I've got another. I did contemplate asking.
But seriously, just before you carry on, Rob, if you saw a call coming in from Ez just before kickoff, yeah, would you answer the phone?
Well, not now you've told me that.
Oh, so good.
Sorry, let's carry on.
Because of what happened on Saturday as well. I think if I'd got in on Saturday, maybe I wouldn't have been so. Yeah, so
I was going to say to you, to be fair, yes, you missed yesterday, but you managed to avoid the shit on against Palace. So out.
I would have to sit next to you for 45 minutes moaning and sulking that because we conceded early, didn't we? But no, going back to yesterday. Going back to yesterday, I was a bit like Wolfie. Well, he was on the watch long, but I watched the first goal, and then I went to open my fast and pray. By the time I came back, we were 2-0 up, and I managed to catch it just before MGW's amazing goal. Yeah, so I missed most of the play, but I have watched it back, and I thought we were so dominant in that first half. But going into that second half, going into halftime, as soon as they scored, and the worst thing was I was listening to the commentary, and they were saying how we were talking about our corner record, and as soon as they said it, we bloody conceded, didn't we? So the jinx had already started, but I felt they had a really good spell after that, and we were comfortable. As much possession as they had, and they did try, and they got about 40-odd crosses into our box yesterday, and we defended well. So I thought that was one of the best, including the second half as well. I thought it was one of the best all-round performances I've seen from Forest this season, since we got promoted. And the difference was that most of the players clicked. We didn't have 2 or 3 that weren't on the ball. Everybody clicked that night, and it was really hard to pull out a man of the match. I actually went for Murillo just for his dominance at the back.
Oh, that's boring, man. I'm sorry, that's boring.
No, dominance at the back. And he got an assist as well. What are you talking about? How's he boring? He's the least boring.
No, I'm saying like Murillo is always man of the match. We know he's amazing. Yeah, it's boring. It's boring just to pick Murillo. No,
he was so good. I didn't notice Bamadelli yesterday. And Bamadelli, if you look at his stats, was on point, mate. He barely gave the ball away. His clearances, he just was there. And I know we've talked about, the centre-back pairing a few times, but I think, you know what? You got to stick with these two now. I really do. As much as I love Bolly, and I think for certain games, Bolly would suit us, I think you got to stick with a centre-back pairing. And I've got to say, I'm sure you guys have already touched on the starting lineup. I was bemused when I saw it because, and Crypto, we've discussed it. Danilo, I did not see that at all, mate. That was the one big surprise for me. Did not see Danilo.
Apparently,
Andy's shaking his head, but he said that he's shaking his head. He's just bet someone
I was surprised he was in the team. I was shaking my head because I was surprised he was in the team.
Yeah, it was, and without doubt, I think you probably discussed it. I think that was his best performance in a Forest shirt as well. Yeah. So, with that all coupled together, yesterday worked out really well. Now we need more than that. I did say I'd be happy with 4 points from these 2 games. We've got it, but that's not enough. We got to keep going. And Spurs, for me, and you're gonna hate this term, but I think it's a free hit, mate. We just go there and play. The Wolves game is a one, and I know for you it's different. It's different. But if we go with
Rob
that
and I did exactly that yesterday after the game, didn't we, Rob? It is a free hit.
What, free hit? Yeah, free hit that, and then we got Wolves at home. So I'm really confident. And let me just discuss about that 4-point swing. That's massive. That's massive psychologically, because I said prior to all the points deduction that one thing we haven't done this season is fallen into the relegation zone for more than a few hours. We got into it and we got ourselves straight back out of it. And that was the reaction I wanted. And that's the kind of reaction Everton got when they got their points deduction. And I'm really, really hopeful now for the rest of the season. But I'm sure I missed the discussion on whether
And Nuno out,
Nuno in or out. But you know what? What did I say at the time? I said if the results carry on the way they are, I might be tempted to join. But I was very much. You got to stick with him. You got to stick with him.
He's just a flip flopper. Can we get some flip flop emojis in the chat just to confirm?
Who, for me or for Anne?
No, for him. For him. And Ez, they want to know what the Ruby's asking. What's the like target for the stream? We're already on 96, so 4 more of you need to hit the like for 100.
Let's go to,
we got 300
on the live stream. 300 on the live stream and 500 overall, mate. There
you go. Job done. And well done to everyone who watched the video today. You smashed the 500 like target there. No problems. Easily done. Okay, Ben. Crypto even. Fuck it, Ben.
Callum Hudson. Real names. We'll start calling you by your real name as well, mate.
You can call me a bitch if you want, man. I don't care. Crypto. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Right, I know Morgan Gibbs-White got all the accolades, and rightly so, and I've bigged up Danilo and everything. But can I just remind everyone, Callum Hudson-Odoi is 2.5 million. 2.5 million. He's already scored more goals in a Forest shirt than he did his entire time at Chelsea. Yeah, this guy, I'm really liking him right now. Did he impress you yesterday? Is he a mainstay for you now? Why did Nuno drop him after he'd scored in back-to-back games? I think Rob mentioned it the other week. That was infuriating. But surely now he's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Yeah, I think that formation yesterday and after last night nearly picks itself now. The good thing I like about Cho is that he's the opposite of Elanga. So he runs down the wing, but then he cuts inside to put it onto his right foot, which gives us a completely different option to Elanga, who wants to run, take people on and try and whip the ball in. But yeah, I mean, he's been brilliant, and you can tell that he wants to give everything for the club as well, which is nice to see. But he's more skillful. You can tell he's got more confident. He's taking players on, which he wasn't doing earlier on in the season. And that's what we want to see. We need to see an attacking team. Yesterday was a perfect example of how to play football, both attacking and defensively. The only thing I might have changed yesterday is I would have liked to see Reina come on when Elanga went off instead of Origi. I think it'd be good to see Reina and Morgan Gibbs.
So you'd have put him on the right. What would you have done there?
I'd have put Reina on the right, or swap Callum Hudson-Odoi and put Reina on the left, just to see how he.
He put Origi on the left, didn't he? Initially.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, Reina has played on the left, so it'd be nice to see him link up with Morgan Gibbs-White again, like they did at the end of the last game, because I thought they were pretty good together. But yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi is brilliant, and like you say, a complete steal for under 3 million, really.
Crazy.
And finally, what didn't happen under Cooper, and what's happened under Nuno, is everybody's linking up perfectly with Chris Wood, and I thought Chris Wood has suddenly become one of our most important players, and fair play to him, because I think most of us were sat here last year saying that we'd probably drop him from the team, but he's on a roll now. So, Anne didn't, of course, and you know, Anne could read the future.
I've always backed this for. You know, I've always backed this for.
Oh my God! How many receipts has this man got, man?
I don't know, man. We'll run out of flip flops in a second, guys.
Yeah, you got
more flip flops in the chat, please.
But just a last one on Hudson-Odoi. I mean, yesterday he was back to, I think, the best that I saw him at Chelsea. He was strutting at times, and he looked so confident. And I want to see more of that, because we haven't seen enough of that from him. He's definitely got the quality. He's definitely got the caliber. He needs the confidence. He's a confidence player. You can see this is mad. And I was looking at it. Look at his run now. They're all confidence players, especially the attacking forwards. And Elanga, if Elanga had scored that goal where he hit the post, that would have been all of our front four scoring yesterday, and they deserve to, because they all linked up beautifully yesterday. And I just felt Elanga's just going through a dip of form, but when he's in form, his confidence will go up and he'll hit those shots first time. He kind of scuffed it a little bit, and he's thinking too much. But it'll be nice if they all hit form at the same time. And I've just got to touch on what Crypto said about Wood as well. He was just pure. That finish was pure class, because he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew Elanga was going to run straight across the front of the ball, distract the defender as well as a goalkeeper, and it looks so simple. It looked like such a simple strike, and how many players would strike a ball?
He said
that
afterwards,
well?
did you see his interview afterwards? Sorry to
I
interrupt,
haven't seen that yet. No,
I
but it just
Yeah,
reminded me of Kevin De Bruyne.
He actually said, first of all, it always surprises me he doesn't speak with a Geordie accent. I don't know why. I always figure that face should have a Geordie accent. But anyway,
what, Chris
after I
Wood?
got over that,
Yeah,
he actually said
He's from
he
New
saw
Zealand,
Elanga
man.
make
How
the
from
run.
New Zealand.
It's New Zealand, yeah, I know. But every time
he
he
just
opens his
thinks
mouth,
he's
I
gonna have a
expect
Geordie accent.
accent to come out. Yeah.
I mean,
Just ignore
it
me, I'm
does
getting
look a
old.
little bit like Rob. Do you think Rob should have a Geordie accent?
No. Rob's got the exactly right politician's accent that he should have.
I think Rob should have a Scouser accent.
No, mate.
Des, where you gone? I was going to ask you a question.
Go on,
Go, Dad.
So he actually said, "Oh, I saw Elanga make the run, and I knew the defender thought I was going to pass there, so I switched it." So that was conscious. It wasn't
Brilliant.
just a lucky hit. He thought about
Yeah.
it, which shows you what quality he's got. My question is going to be: bearing in mind we've got Cho,
Ciao.
around 3 million. What do you reckon he's worth now?
Oh, well, I mean, if you put him back on the market now, you're looking at least 40 million, 45 million, mate. He's
40.
still young as
go
well.
20, but I like it.
I was going to
No,
say
You
30.
might be right. You might be
Chat,
right.
write your number in.
45 million, I would say. With his age, with his experience,
That's
with
crazy,
his
though,
talent,
isn't it? When you think about it, that's a crazy
it's
profit
madness.
margin.
It was a cracking deal, and obviously we got we're getting these players in. The ones who are actually surprising us are the ones we got in probably the cheapest, you know. And you're looking at Einar at left back as well, who was absolutely brilliant yesterday. And we got him on a free. So we got, you know, when we get it right, we get it really right, and when we get it wrong,
I was going to say
the
recruitment team coming from a hell of a lot of stick. But when you look at the team when it's playing
Not
well,
for me.
you think,
Not for me.
You think, bloody hell,
Can I ask a
Murillo,
question?
Domingo.
well, we're getting stick for Wood. We gave him stick for Wood, and he's come through, mate.
I think we ought to formally put something to bed now. Can we formally put something to bed now? I'm going to say that Chris Wood was worth £19 million, right? Can we just actually...
No.
Not until we stay up.
Not for me. Shall I tell you?
It's Scooter's on FFP.
Let's call it 15.
It's Scooter's on PSR, though.
Yeah, it was 19, Ann. It was 19.
No, £4 million.
£4 million loan, 15 million fee.
No, but the actual if we'd have got rid of him after 2 games, we wouldn't have bought him.
Look, should I tell you the biggest issue with why he's not value for money is I don't know why. Even if they wanted to sign, I don't know, Harriata back up, you don't put someone on a 1-year contract when your PSR is so tight, man. You got to do it on 2 or 3, even at his age. I
agree. But I think Rob and I are talking purely from a financial point of view, as in it's cost us 15 million, but if he stops us going down, he saves us 150 million. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
If we stay up, he's worth it.
It's a good 15 million to have spent.
I still think he wasn't worth 15 million when we bought him. We look at him now, he's worth like 30, 40, 50 million now. Yes. Yeah. But I still will stand till my deathbed and say at the time we bought him, a 19 million package on a 1-year deal.
Agree.
We all agree then, but in hindsight now,
it's a bargain.
So
you can't do it in hindsight. That's then like
it's like buying a player who only ever scores 1 goal for you, but it's the winning goal in the cup final, and he may have been shit everything else, but you think he won us that cup, he's worth it.
What are his goals going to be worth to us if we stay up?
I thought it's about time we got that particular monkey off his back because but obviously he's still got to do more to. I mean, you know, if he scores another 5 goals and we stay up this season, will you then say he was worth 19 million?
No. I'm separating the two. I'm separating the two right now. I'm separating the two. Right now, under Nuno, I would say he is worth 30 million. Yeah. You tell me how many players in this Premier League have got 11 plus goals in teams that are more attacking than Forest.
Have you seen his stats regarding conversion?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
Wow. I saw that earlier.
It's
Haaland
also
16%, Tony about 11%.
Yeah.
Whoever else you can think of, they're all less than sort of 16%, and his is 39%
And
conversion.
it's not just that; it's the range of goals as well. Because I think we all thought he was just like a header merchant, but like that goal he scored from 30 yards last night. That's probably my favourite goal of the season. Just nobody saw it coming, and it's just the way that it bends and it hits the inside of the side netting. Yeah. It's just and he's processed that in like a microsecond. I mean, I don't mean to sort of compare him to greatness, but it does remind me a little bit of Teddy Sheringham. You remember what you say was the fastest player in the world over 1 yard, right? It was the footballing brain that he's displaying. I mean, if you look at those three finishes, the goal against Luton was classy. The goal against Crystal Palace was even more classy, and that last goal was just superb. So
and you're not even mentioning his Newcastle goals.
Our other number 9, but it's just a different level in terms of finishing.
I think for me, I have never seen a player turn it round so much in 12 months as him. And then we're going to get, and you will get, and from the people who were saying he was shit last season, they'll be like, oh, you owe him apologies and stuff. I don't owe him shit, man. He owed us, but he's delivered.
Under Nuno, it was instant. It's not taking him time. He scored in a Bournemouth game, didn't he? He scored a couple of goals in that game. He hit the ground running under Nuno, and then he got his injury, and obviously Tyro came in for a little while. But he's been a different player under Nuno. And go on.
Nuno's doing something really simple. He's putting players now in their right position, and what I mean by that is Wood spent most of last season in our own half. If you look at where he plays on the pitch, he spends a lot of time running back. Yesterday, he was holding the top of the pitch, which I really liked because it meant that if we broke, he could get up there as well. Whereas before, he was almost tracking back into our box to help defence. Now, he is actually one of the best headers of the ball in our team defensively and at the other end of the pitch. But you want to see your striker ready to pounce, especially when we play counter-attacking football. So it's, the simple thing that Nuno did yesterday is he played the right players in the right position. And it's such a simple thing, but it works so well. And if you can do that on a consistent basis, then there's no reason why we can't turn over some more teams before the end of the season.
You got to look at the gameplay as well. He went back to what he was doing when he first came in, Nuno. Yeah. We were playing counter-attacking football, and we were playing it well. Then we went into that little spell, and I think Cooper was guilty of it as well, of trying to appease certain parts of a fan base with, we need to be a team who holds possession and breaks teams down. That's not Nottingham Forest. That's not how we play. We've got to play to our strengths. And yesterday we played to our strengths and we took our chances. We've missed a few as well. We should have been 5-0 up at halftime quite easily. And
Alanga's missed, man. Alanga's missed.
Yeah, and that would have been fair recompense for what they did to us at Craven Cottage, So I was kind of hoping that would happen, but I was happy with yesterday. But most important thing, I was just relieved that we got that over the line because they did have possession after they scored. They looked dangerous. Willian, he's still got it, man. He was a threat when he came on. He changed the game, no doubt about it, and he gave them that put them on the front foot. But the way they had to react and make triple substitution at half time, that's brilliant. For Nuno, that's going to be a massive.
It was on about 30 minutes.
Right on a half hour mark.
To be honest, I rated Silva for that because his team were being torn to shreds. Anyway, he had to do something. Most managers would at least leave it to half time or bring on one. I rated the fact that he thought, sod this needs changing.
Got it wrong.
Radically. And he bought 3 on. I thought it was a good and it worked to an extent. I mean, I've got to just put just a teeny bit of caution on this. Fulham let 3 goals in against Sheffield United last week. Okay. So that's just putting a little bit of perspective on it. And also, Sheffield. I don't know if it was different away from the ground. And I've heard somebody say it was. But for me and the people around me, we were pooing our panties all through that second half. It was not pleasant. It was not comfortable.
Nope.
The dread was there right up to the final minute. So it wasn't. We didn't continue in the second half, and that was probably a plan. Look, we're 3 up. Let's sit and hold. And they did a damn good job. Although, Fulham did have chances. We did too.
Would you have felt confident, and if we were 4-0 up? And would you have felt confident if we were 4-0 up?
As long as 4-0. Once you got to 4-1, I might start panicking. Honestly, mate, talk about PTSD.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I wasn't sitting comfortably. I don't think any Forest fan was sitting comfortably in the second half.
It could have been 6, and I still would have been crapping myself.
I saw David Prutton earlier on Forest Focus, and he was obviously he's a neutral, he's a Leeds fan, right? So,
is he a Leeds fan?
Yeah, he's a massive Leeds fan. Yeah.
I thought he was like a Sheffield Wednesday.
Where his dad played at Southampton. I thought it was Southampton.
It's a Leeds fan. It's a Yorkshire bloke. Listen to him talk.
I thought he was a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but anyway.
No, Leeds. Anyway.
No, they hate him at Sheffield Wednesday, don't they? Okay, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. And that's why I asked the question, because when you're involved, whether you're at the ground or watching on television, when it's your team and it's so vital that you don't let the opposition come back into the game, you're full of nerves, you're a bag of nerves. But what he said was, yes, Fulham had 37 crosses into the box.
Yeah.
Which in a way shows you how well our defence coped, considering. But he said he never felt that Forest were going to lose that game. He said, for me, it felt like they were controlling the game. I didn't feel like that. I thought we were massively under pressure and it could go at any moment. All right.
It felt at stages like it was a basketball match, and I don't know if it felt like that at the ground, but there was stages.
It was end to end. Yeah. It was end to end. It was crazy.
Second half, Rob.
No, the first half. No, even in the first half when we went 2-0 up.
No, I wasn't worried then. I was convinced at half time. I think
I was crapping myself.
5-0 at half time. It was going to be 5-0. We were so good. It's no second half I'm on about. And again, we were defending so deep. Honestly, I'm not lying. We were defending so deep. That was obviously the plan. But for the fan, it's scary to see cross after cross after cross coming in. It was scary. So just a bit of caution there. Just a bit of caution. As I say, Fulham let in 3 goals in the first half against Sheffield last week. So, we've got to be a bit careful. That's why I've not got my Hawaiian shirt on. And the fact
that's because you got an agenda against
Nuno. Yeah, you got an agenda against Nuno.
But Lemmy, were you getting nervous in those? Surely, Mr. Calm and Composed. Surely, even you were crapping yourself just a little bit, man.
When I saw it go to 1, like Ant said, at 3-0, I thought, we're going to keep on going here. We'll maybe take our foot a little bit off the gas, make a few subs just to keep some legs fresh. But there's no way we're losing this. As soon as it goes to 3-1, you then start thinking, right, this is now going to have shades of last season where we were cruising against Bournemouth and lost 3-2, or even further back than that when we're 3-0 up against Norwich and then we managed to make that 3-3 draw. So I think I was then nervous up until I saw that it was only 5 minutes added on. As soon as I saw, right, plus 5 minutes, I thought, right, we've won it now. That's it. I don't have to worry anymore. We're not going to concede.
Is that where you started to relax?
I said to myself, as long as it's less, as soon as it's 5 minutes left, and I know it's 5 minutes left, and we're still 2 goals ahead, I'm comfy.
See, I actually relaxed my pucker hole a bit earlier than you lot then. When Dominguez came on, that's when I relaxed. After his first tackle, I thought he was really good, man. He was like, he's like a little busy.
He was just everywhere, yeah. He was running around, yeah.
But didn't you, Wolfie, didn't you also get your cigars out at 2-0 up against Luton at home?
But that was Cooper's fault. That wasn't my
that was
fault.
Cooper's fault and Worrell's fault.
And Worrell, yeah. You can't blame me for stuff that wasn't my fault, Jimmy. Come on.
Just saying, you were saying there's 0 chance that we threw it away at that point.
I forgot for a minute we had Worrell and Cooper at the time. All right, man. What do you want me to do, man? Even greatness slips. Even greatness slips every now and again. All right.
Worrell's like,
I'll get him on that one. Time to bring that one out.
Worrell is like Voldemort. We shouldn't mention his name.
Exactly. But let's mention Jan Paskowski. That's my old teacher's name. I'm not even joking. My year 7 form tutor was called.
Well, you never learned how to say it.
Clearly not.
Now that I remember it, oh my god, Jen, any relation? Thank you so much for becoming a member. That would be freaky if there is. Wow, he had a really cool tash and everything, man, and a bit of curly hair.
He's trying to creep now. Look, it's back.
No, just genuinely, that name just was like, whoa. I remember having to spell that when I was 11, man. It wasn't easy. Mark with the 50 dirham, and is that, are we going dirham there?
You should know that one.
$1 million. No,
UAE dirhams.
Yeah. Oh, I should go to
Arab
here.
Emirates dirham with monkeys.
Arab Emirates dirham. Thank you so much, Mark. That's really generous of you.
Arab Emirates what?
Dirham. You have dinar and you have dirham. Yeah. Dinar, dirham. Yeah. It's not dirham, it's dinar. Sorry, it's dinar, isn't it, Rob?
It's dirham. D-I-R-H-A-M, dirhams.
Anyway, Mark, thank you. Great to hear positive chat for a change. Yes, it is good to see our chat is positive for once. Hope we can follow up on Sunday. Come on, you Reds, bro. It's got to be. It's got to be. Do we want a quick look at the lineups? Just Lemmy, can you run them through? Have you got them on your screen for Arsenal against?
Give me a second. I'll.
Just to remind you guys, straight after this stream, we'll be doing the watch along for the Arsenal Luton match, and we're all on Ant's side tonight, and we need like a 5-0 tonking. Up the Arsenal, up the Arteta. So hopefully 5 points would be lovely. But Rob, looking at the situation right now, if I take you back to halftime against Crystal Palace, Forest were 4 points adrift. We are now 3 points clear of Luton, with them having a game in hand. A superior goal difference. Hopefully Arsenal don't. I am worried, but hopefully Arsenal don't do some kind of Arsenal weird Spurs style stuff. Yeah. Would you have taken this situation at halftime against Palace?
Why did you have to take me back to that dark place?
I'll take you back, mate. I'll take you back.
Very dark place. Well, I think it does put those two draws that we had into a much better light, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right on the bench. So it 5 points from the 3 games is a decent. I mean, remember what we said last time. All those teams down the bottom. You look at the bottom 6, the last 5 games. There's now 2 wins. There's 2 green W's in that whole field. One is when Burnley beat Brentford. The other one is us. So a win is massive down at this end of the table. And, you know, don't turn your nose up at draws as well. And I think that 3 games unbeaten really is something to build on. And if we can get something at Tottenham, we're perfectly set up for Wolves. We could be practically on the beach after that game. So, and I think Nuno knows it too. He said it in his post-match. We need some consistency now. We need to actually keep this run going. So, you know, let's look at it as a 3-game unbeaten run. Yes, they weren't the toughest opponents, but, you know, in this situation, every game is incredibly tough. So, you know, we should feel a lot better about those 2 draws now, because we did the business in probably the hardest opponent of the 3.
The only thing with it is if you look at potentially the roller coaster ride that we're about to kick off on, like we've got Spurs this weekend, right? Hopefully we beat them so I can take the piss on my brother. But if we lose to Spurs, Luton have got a winnable game. Chat will correct me. I think it's Bournemouth. That could then put them level back on points with us. However, there's also the Everton mix in this. Everton will probably know their PSR stuff on Friday, latest Monday, I think it is. Like, we're not comfortable, as much as I really just want to wear my Hawaiian top. We're not comfortable, are we? It's still all to play for.
It's all to play for, but the thing is, it's in our hands, and that's all we can ask for at this stage. You know, I can't do my head in by trying to think of every single possible thing that will happen in the other games. We got to just concentrate on our own games, and Forest players have to do.
Oh, that's so cliche, man.
Yeah, but you have to, man. Cliches work. It's a cliche for a reason. It's a cliche for a reason, bro. And the Forest fans have to do the same thing. Why am I going to drive myself mad thinking about what Luton might do and what Everton might do? They couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give a shit. As long as Forest do what they're supposed to. Sorry about the swearing. But if Forest do what they're supposed to do. If Forest do what they're supposed to do, it doesn't. If Forest do what they're supposed to do, it doesn't matter what the rest of them do, does it? So focus on yourself.
Yeah, but still,
one game at a time.
But still, we're literally doing a Luton watch along, bro.
7 cup finals. Don't forget that one. 7 cup finals.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got.
There's 6+ Man City Cup finals, mate.
Two halves.
Oh God!
You know what? I keep thinking about it. I've got to pay probably about 50 quid to go and watch us play Man City, and I don't want to, but I kind of have to because I'm a fan.
Well, we paid 52 quid to go and watch Wolves, so yeah.
Wait, I got a better idea. I got a better idea. Seeing that we won because Ez wasn't there and Rob was there.
Whoa. That's not why it happened. That's not why it happened. Fuck up, man.
Chat, do you agree with me? Should we ban Ez from the City ground?
Can't ban me, man.
And
Rob,
Rob,
I don't even know if he's sneaking anyway.
Banned himself the other day.
What happened to the beard poll, by the way?
Oh yeah, you 54% said keep the beard.
Oh, I don't think it was going to be that close.
Well, there's going to be changes.
Should he dye it? Are you going to dye it? Are you going to dye it?
I've got some dye today. So,
what colour is it? Red.
Please.
It's a normal colour. It's a normal colour.
Red and white
dark
stripes.
brown, black, or something. But I may be clean shaven because if it goes wrong, it's all coming off. So.
No.
The first few days it goes on your skin. It dyes your skin in the first few days.
Chat, what will you give?
Or I'll be back like Lemmy. One of the two on Friday, I think.
Chat, what will you give to see Ant's beard dyed on the preview on Friday? I think we're doing it for the Spurs match. What will you get? We need some serious likes for this crap, right? What are we on? We're on 153 likes. That like for Ant. So Ant's gonna dye his beard, and if it craps up, you're gonna shave it off, Ant.
Of course I am.
Live on.
What I'm saying is, if it craps up, he keeps it on. We need like 300 likes right now, and he'll do it. I'll force him. I'll hold a gun to his head.
I got a better idea.
He's very masterful when he wants to be.
Right, 50 quid, and Ant dyes his beard red.
Right, live on stream.
What about you dye yours red?
I'll dye it red, but then I'll have to sack myself if I dye red because I look like a twat. But you're retired, so you can dye it red. You can dye it red.
I look like a twat.
Wait, I want to know something more important, right? Lemmy, when are you gonna grow one?
Yeah, come on, Lems. Come on. Join the gang.
Maybe when I hit puberty. Maybe when I start growing hairs.
Lemmy, why do you think I've waited till now?
Oh, God. Just a massive double shout out to Chris on the £2. I think we need to stick with Omar and Murillo. I am going to ask the boys that right in a second. And, of course, the obligatory £2 from Chris to call Ant a pillock. But no, Ant going from the pillock to Preston. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy.
Pillock to hairy pillock.
Okay, let's bring it into the defensive chat, right? Because I need to talk about Einar. Freebie, top notch. Crypto, you touched on him earlier. But with Tavares potentially coming back, what's the state of order here for you boys? I can't remember who hasn't spoken for a while, so who wants to? But before you do that, Ruby, what are you talking about? When have I said I will wear a Derby shirt? On what punishment would I ever agree to a Derby shirt? The one I begrudgingly agreed to last year was to wear a Spurs shirt. That was it. I don't know if it's that one. Rob.
No, it says you posted the wrong video and wasted everybody's time, so you should pay a forfeit for it. I agree.
Derby shirt.
I wouldn't do that to you, mate. Come on.
No,
Derby shirt.
That's too far.
Anyway, Rob, you got your.
Can I go first on Einar? Because I thought he was pure class last night, and he combined extremely well with Hudson-Odoi. And what I liked about it is there were some times when he was like penned back in the corner, and rather than just like heaving it dangerously up the pitch or giving it away, he showed strength and technique, and he dribbled it. He took people on, he beat them, and he took it all the way down the line. And I'm going to say not only is he the first choice left back, but I think we should probably just let Tavares and Montiel go back at the end of the season. I don't think we need either of them going into next season.
Are you being reactionary here off the back of two performances?
No, he was excellent at the start of the season. He went off a bit. He got injured. He went to AFCON. He's come back. These last two games, he's been absolutely the top dollar, right? So we do not need Tavares.
You were going to say the dog's bollocks then, weren't you? But
I self-censored. He was the bomb. Look, we don't need Tavares and Montiel. We should let them go. We should let them go at the end of the season. They're covered for now, but I don't. There was a time when I wanted to sign Montiel, and then he quickly did his very best to prove me wrong. I think we had it in our heads that Hudson-Odoi needed Tavares specifically, but we've just seen two fantastic performances from that combo of Hudson-Odoi and Aina. So it wasn't a one-off. It was both of the last two games. So
but Rob, would you say that Hudson-Odoi needs an attacking fullback? Would that be a better turn of phrase there?
Yeah, I think he needs someone with a bit more attacking about him than Toffolo. I don't mind Toffolo as a squad player. He's like the sort of Yates of left back, right? But I think Aina just absolutely shone in the last two games. And I think the problem is with last night from his perspective, because Aina got man of the match in about the first 4 or 5 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember we just kept giving Aina man of the match?
Yeah.
And he produced one of those performances last night. But the problem is that everybody else was so good that he was kind of overlooked. But he really was that good last night. So I think for me,
Rob,
that one's better.
Rob, do you not think that we need a wing back with more pedigree than Toffolo?
No, I don't mind Toffolo as a squad player.
Yeah, but look how different we play when either Tavares or Aina aren't there. Toffolo is not the answer,
when we were winning games before, it was Tavares in there.
Yeah,
none of you got my pedigree.
I think there are some games where you just want a left back who is a good defender, and Toffolo is in that category for me. Like I said, he's the Yates of left back. He's possibly comfortable sitting and getting maybe 10, 15 games a season, whereas some of the others might not be. So I'm happy with Aina and Toffolo. I just think we don't need to make Tavares a signing.
Can I suggest a solution to you? How about
She said pedigree. You said
Finally.
Oh God, no!
I said it twice, and you all just looked at your screen.
How about we keep all?
Nice one,
I saw it, Crypto.
God, I'm sorry.
How about we keep all three? Because for me, Aina is number one left back, and Williams is number one right back. Right now, they're the two for me. But if Aina were to get injured, then obviously you'd prefer a like-for-like replacement, and that would be Tavares rather than Toffolo. However, if you then get an injury to the right back, Aina can cover right back, and you can bring Tavares in as left back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but so if you could say the same
about Nico as well.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
There's too many. There's too many fullbacks.
Maybe Wolfie or somebody will know. What is the situation with Omar Richards and Biancon? Have they both gone?
Bianconi got sold. Omar Richards is only loaned.
Right.
Has he played for Olympiacos?
He has. His leg grew back. So, oh man, look at that from Marky Boy. That's way too generous. 5 gifted subs from the legend, and that's gone. That's gone to Ultraflex. Sorry, Phil, VB, Michael Maxwell, and Red Dog 80. Make sure you show the great man himself, Mark, some love in the chat, please, because he's an absolute legend. Thank you, Mark. There you go. VB showing his love. But it's just like, I get what you're saying, Ant, but I just feel that you could have a double reversal. As we're saying, Nico Williams could switch across to the left if we needed. But
so 4 fullbacks is not overdoing it, is it?
No, it's not. Toffolo wouldn't be one of those four. That's what I'm saying. It'd been you'd have Tavares and Aina, and then you'd have Williams. I don't know about Montiel. He's not finished for me, but the fee for him doesn't excite me.
Do you
at all.
suspect that's why he's not getting any game time now, because he's on this thing that
yeah. Do you think that Tavares will be bought, Lemmy? Because I just see it as, I think it's about 12 mil minimum that they'll charge for him. Would you pay that money?
No, I don't think I would. I think I'd probably look at what we've already got, because we already have Ola Aina, which is probably the best option I'd want to have as left back at the moment. All we have to do is a contract extension on that, which I think is a no-brainer. And Toffolo on the books already. I think Tavares probably is better than Toffolo, but with this mess of PSR, if it put any kind of jeopardy on feeling like we had to make a sale of a Morgan Gibbs-White or a Murillo to then justify being in the green by bringing in Tavares, I think that would be silly. I'd rather stick with what we've got there. I think having Nico Williams's glow up in the past few months for club and for country has been incredible. So it is really good to see that. Montiel, I think he's gone completely off the boil now. And I enjoy having Einar as a player that can be utilised on either the left hand or right hand side, depending on what kind of squad depth we've got or injuries.
Would you bring Omar Richards back? Chat, he is on loan, isn't he? I'm pretty sure, if I remember rightly,
he's on loan.
Biancone was sold and Omar Richards was loaned.
Yeah.
Would you bring him back, Lemmy? Not bring him back, as in when he's back, would you keep him? You know what I'm saying?
I think I'd rather do that and have him as an option than pay money to bring Tavares in.
Ez, you go in there, Ez. Really, Ez?
No
wonder you got your camera off. No wonder he's got his camera off. No wonder he's got his camera off. And can you two give out, because, well, firstly, a massive shout out to Wazza with the £3 and a penny. I see what he's done there. He's gone with the score. I was thinking, what was that? He's gone for the 3-1. So love it. Forest 3-1, £3, 1p. Brilliant. But massive shout out to you, Wazza. I hear
you went 3-1, didn't you?
Huh?
You went 3-1.
Wondered when you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, I did.
Score prediction.
Yeah, and what? I was right.
Yeah. Oh, you were fucking wrong, weren't you?
No, I was right. I said 3-1.
Yeah, you said
he was right.
Who did you say was going to score the 3?
The team beginning with F.
I didn't predict any goal scorers. I predicted the scoreline. Yeah, exactly.
No, I said we've got a bit quiet on that prediction, because when you got the 1-1 right, that's like the whole show was dominated by.
All I can say is, was it 3-1? Was it 3-1 or not?
Not to Fulham, no.
I didn't say that. I said the score will be 3-1. I said it in that. Hey, shut up anyway. No, I need you to speak, because apparently you hooked up with Warren. So I need some apologies, because no doubt you wasted the poor guy's time at half time chatting some crap to him. Probably
talking about Domingo.
Warren, did he make you stroke his beard? That's what I want to know. Did he make you do it? He did. He did. They asked him to do it. Look at him. He's got all embarrassed.
No. He paid me £5 to stroke it. Fair's fair, mate.
Well, you're taking super chats at the stadium as well, mate.
Don't worry, you'll get your 26 pence later.
Okay.
That's smart, mate. I
want to know,
that.
Warren, was Rob sat on Ant's lap at any point? Because we've heard some things behind the scenes, you know.
How far away were you, Rob? Because you weren't next to each other, were you?
Arm's length. Arm's length. Slightly to the right and higher up.
Oh,
I was on row 24. He was on row 28, which is the back row.
I thought you sat next to each other.
No, I was one of those people that bangs the plastic on the stage.
I hate that. No, I hate that.
It's so much fun. It's
really the worst one with the trend end. The trend end's the worst one, man. I can't. It does my head in, man. It does my head in. No.
There's somebody next to you about beating the crap out of your own stadium. It really is quite enjoyable.
Honestly,
Good job it's not a Bournemouth stadium.
I can let anything at a stadium slide, but especially you get the lazy ones who are like, they're not even looking at it. You're like, stop, man. Come on, man. It's like the opposition just scored and then doof, doof.
Can I tell the boys and girls a little, not a secret, but just a bit of information? As we all know, Rob is a prospective candidate for the Liberal Democratic Party for Parliament. And
Rob shitting himself now. Where's this going?
This is not a dig, because he looked very, very nice, but he even goes to the match dressed as a politician. Woolen overcoat, very, very smart.
With your cravat.
Cravat, cigar.
He had a cigar.
I'm not joking. He looked the image of a politician. He looked very, very smart, very, very good.
You know what? That's harsh.
When he was crabbing over the seat, eating kids and stuff.
He is a politician.
Compliment, mate.
It's not a compliment.
Take it.
It's not a compliment because
please, Lloyd, got a big smile on his
no, Rob. He's taking the mick, Rob. I'll tell you why,
I'm
right?
not, Rob.
Really?
No,
Rob,
you are.
Rob, don't let him do
no,
this.
and I'll justify my claim, right? Because what he described just there, Rob, was exactly how he described Pat Lally last season in the winter when he met him. And he's like, Pat Lally was dressed like that with this cigar and everything. And he just always looks fantastic, Sanad. He always looks fantastic, man. And I'm like, and he's there. So you are taking the piss, man. I didn't hear you say he looked fantastic at the end of your politician statement there.
I did, didn't I? I sort of did. I said he looked very smart. He looked really good. Yeah. Like a politician.
Did you take your petition with you, Rob?
We're stuck on 54 signatures, and the corners were no better last night. So I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm going to put the link in the chat now. Sorry, you've brought it up.
You won't let it go.
Go on, put it in. I'll pin it. Right. But who's in next? Either Lemmy or Ben. I feel like you've both been quiet for a bit. Just on Morgan Gibbs-White, do you think we've added about £10 million onto his price tag? And do you think it's more likely that he's going to leave at the end of the season now? It's one of you two next. I can't remember who.
think
Sorry.
The person who's called himself Morgan Gibbs-White should answer that question.
Yeah.
Wait, Ben. If you're going to call yourself Morgan Gibbs-White, right, you're going to have a shave and just leave your tash in the bottom of it, mate. You can't.
No, yeah. The thing is, though, the only reason why I can't. I know the reason why I can't go as far as actually becoming him is because I'm pretty good at set pieces and free. I've actually scored from a corner before, which he's clearly never done in his life. So, but yeah, I mean, I think his value's definitely gone up, hasn't it? If you got clubs like Arsenal, you know, Ants Arsenal and people like that watching him, then his value's going up all the time. And I think yesterday there was a lot of people watching that match, and they would have seen that, and he was brilliant. He'll get into the England squad. As soon as he gets into the England squad, his value will go up massively. We're talking maybe 80, 90 million.
Wow, really?
Get rid of him or not? If he gets into the England squad, it'll be at least 80 million. At least 80 million. I mean, he could be a really good player. He's got
only if we get Brighton's negotiator in for us and Chelsea come in for him.
Yeah, Chelsea come in for him. Yeah.
I'd say he's worth realistically about probably 55, 60. Now, personally, I wouldn't sell him because obviously he's one of our best players. But if the club wants to sell him because it's good business, then you know that's their prerogative. But I don't know. I think we can keep him if we want to. We've got him on a long contract. If we need to make up about 30 mil on PSR.
Let me ask Lemmy then.
I know you've got an agenda against Murillo, but you know I wouldn't.
No, because I think that we have more chance of keeping MGW than we do Murillo. Murillo's going to go. He's going to be a world
superstar. Why do we have to sell Morgan Gibbs-White or Murillo? Why can't we still haven't sold Joe Worrell? There's other players. We're getting Mangala's money.
Yeah, how much are you going to get for Joe Worrell?
Why don't we sell Sangare, please? Can we sell Sangare?
Agenda.
Vlachodimos is worth about 15 million on FIFA. Why can't we sell him? Matt Turner can absolutely do one.
What's he worth on
I never want to see Matt Turner in a Forest shirt again, so he can be sold. Worrell can be sold. Mangala's going to be sold, unfortunately, but I hope you come back.
Have you got buyers lined up? Sounds like you got buyers lined up for these players. Who's going to buy them? Who wants to? But let me.
Yeah, but we can easily make
Football fans
30
always
mil.
do
We don't
this,
need to
don't
sell our
they? Oh,
best
he's
players.
worth
We're on
this, he's
5-year
worth
contracts.
that. No, they're not.
No. But
You lot have got agendas against our best players, and I'm sick of it.
We got agenda against your FIFA price tags, mate. I mean, come on.
Let me just quickly ask Lemmy, does it make any difference? You saw how he celebrated that goal yesterday with his incessantly kissing the badge. Does that mean anything, Lemmy, in this day and age?
No, not really. I think it probably would have done a fair few years ago, but you see it a lot now. I think it's almost a common staple of a celebration.
Roy Keane invented that just before he got bought by Blackburn.
Yeah, so I don't put any credence on it. Obviously, it's nice, it's great to see, but it's I don't think it's
whatever it was.
It's not like a lot in saying he's never going to leave.
I just let that glow, you know.
Yeah, who did Blackburn buy? Who did Blackburn buy?
Lars Bohinen.
Lars Bohinen.
Lars Bohinen from us.
Roy Keane did.
Shut up! I want to hear from Lemmy, man. Shut up about your freaking Keane going to Blackburn. I was there. Did he leave Man U after Blackburn to go there? I thought he went Juventus. But anyway, sorry, Lemmy, with these idiots interrupting when you're speaking so eloquently. All right, go ahead.
I mean, I'll say what I said again. I guess I did kind of finish my point. Yeah, I don't put much credence on it. Like Simon said there, Lodi kissed the badge. I don't think he really had any intention because he wanted to go to Marseille to end up playing European football, of which he then played no European football. So yeah, there's not much that you can kind of put weight on it. It's great to see, but it's not like he's locking himself in and saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'd like to think that he wouldn't want to make a move at this point, but him kissing the badge isn't like putting a point on it and kind of finishing that sentence.
Well, let me ask you this tough question then, and I'm going to ask each of you this question, okay? I'm going to start with Lemmy. And chat, we're on 181 likes. 19 more of you need to get us over 200. Come on, stop messing around. Chat, you also answer this question. You have to sell one, Lemmy. Murillo or Morgan Gibbs-White? Who are you kicking out?
Murillo.
Go. You didn't even hesitate. Really?
No. There's genuinely, I wouldn't even put a second thought on it, really. Morgan Gibbs-White, especially after how he played yesterday, I can't think of anyone else that we'd have in our squad or be able to get at a significant discount to what we'd be looking to sell Morgan Gibbs-White for that could do that in that half. That half was great by every player, but it was personified by Morgan Gibbs-White in that performance. So he is crucial for how we want to play, especially with having two fast wingers and a striker. I'd rather sell a centre-back regardless of who it is at centre-back. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me.
I mean, you're right. He didn't sit on the fence. He went straight in. Sorry, go on, Ben.
I've got a third option. Why don't we sell Taiwo Awani? Because he must be worth a bit of money. And I mean, I don't have a Sangari agenda like you, Rob, but you can sell him if you want. But
because that's not the question. That's not the question.
Was one or two.
Exactly.
We don't need to sell Murillo, Morgan Gibbs-White. We can sell Czech Coyote.
Just answer the question. This is me hosting. I decided the question. Therefore, you must answer the question. The chat are answering the question. Answer the question. Murillo or Morgan Gibbs-White? Who are you going to sell? Otherwise, we'll sell you.
Yeah, we've already had an offer of 12 pence for you.
If I had to sell Morgan Gibbs-White or Murillo, I would sell Murillo because
you got an agenda, man. You got a Murillo agenda.
We've got cover at the back. We've got Bolly, we've got Niakate, we've got Joe Worrell who can come back from loan. We know how good he is. We still concede a lot of goals. So although Murillo is absolutely brilliant, we still concede a lot of goals. Pretty much every game we concede goals. So look, I'd have to sell Murillo over Morgan Gibbs-White, but I wouldn't sell either, to be honest. I'd sell 5 or 6 other players to make up the same numbers.
Yeah, and if that was the question, that's how I would have answered it.
That's not the question. That's not the question. He's still trying to work out of it.
Go above and beyond the question. I'm on the fence like Ant is with Nuno.
There's no fence option. There's no fence option on this one. It's M or M, Murillo or MGW, man. The chat are answering it.
Okay, I do a swap deal. I do Murillo for
Sharp,
Virgil
no
van
swap
Dijk.
deal. Cash.
Murillo for Virgil van Dijk. Shit.
Come on, there's only 10 minutes left till the game kicks off.
Yeah, go on, Nan. Answer it then.
Yeah, I've already said it, haven't I? The reason I say Murillo is because he's got a much higher ceiling than MGW will ever have. As regards being a world-class player, etc. He's going to go. I think MGW does have an affinity to the club. I'm not naive to think that he wouldn't jump at the chance of playing for Arsenal, Tottenham, Man U. I'm not that naive, but I think he does actually appreciate the fans and the club. Murillo we're stepping stone, and he has got a much higher ceiling, so he's definitely going to go. Also, much bigger profit margin on Murillo than there is on MGW. Don't forget it. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Also, just to cap it off, it's a hell of a lot easier to replace a centre-back, no matter how good he is, than it is to replace a creative midfielder. For sure. For definite. 100%. Don't you shake your head at me, Rob? Definitely. 100%. Easier to replace a centre-back than it is a creative midfielder. So for me, Murillo.
I just chat so much shit and all that. I'm just going to bite my tongue.
And he just basically stole all my points. But only other point I was going to add to it, it's one position we've got plenty of cover in. Everyone seems to have forgotten Niakate, but Niakate is not getting in because Murillo's so good. You know, so we can cover that position. And I agree with Ant. I think his ceiling is much higher. I think he will be a truly world-class player. And the profit margin. So he pretty much said everything I was going to say. In terms of that.
Wait, who are you talking about? Murillo or MGW?
Murillo. Yeah,
you'd sell Murillo. I can't believe I'm sitting with 4 people already who've got Murillo agendas. I can't. Rob, have you got an agenda?
Right. I've had the time to think about it because they've all had their go. Out of the 2, I would sell Gibbs White. And the reason is I think that there's potentially 3 players that could play in that role, right? You've got Domingo. Domingo could play in that role. You've got Danilo. Danilo could also play in that role, and you've also got Aguilera coming through as well, who we shouldn't write off as a long-term option. I really would love to keep that Murillo Omobamidele central defensive partnership going. If you gave me the option, if I could keep that going for the next 2 or 3 years of their contracts, I think you could really build on that. Those 2 at the back is my preferred option. So
we should have known.
Well, in terms of the options,
known that was not your option after saying you'd run him over with bus.
No, in terms of the backup,
and the point is, Rob, he's not going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years, mate.
Well, I don't know if we stay up. Why are we taking it for granted
for the next 10 years?
That's not the question, Ant. Stop changing the question.
Well, look at it the other way around. If you give us a choice of who we can keep, I would like to keep Murillo. Because if you look at the options that we've got in central defence, yes, we've got a lot of central defenders, but that includes people like Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell. Still not convinced by Niakate. He would not be my first choice. He's a squad player for me. He would not be my first choice for difficult games. Ollie's getting on a bit. Felipe's retiring. I think it would be a real blow to the defence to lose Murillo, whereas I do think you've got other people in it that can play in that number 10 role.
I fully agree with Rob, not for the same reasons, but because Murillo is probably worth now 40. This time next year, he's worth 70 to 80. Guaranteed. Without any injuries, he is.
At which point you have then sold them both.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you read the statement in Forest thing. We window shop players to sell them on for more profit. Let's not beat around the bush on this one.
That's the reality, yeah.
Exactly. All right, we've got to jump over to the next stream. Well, these lot get to have a break.
It's going to eat.
Yeah, I'm going to do the watch along now. So do come and join us for the watch along for Arsenal Ant versus Luton. We're all Arsenal Ant tonight. We are all Arsenal Ant tonight.
Sorry, a bit of break. Well, it's breaking news to me. John Percy, who I think we all respect.
Yeah.
Forest are going to trigger the contract option. So there is a contract option for Olaina. Wasn't just a straight. The contract option for Olaina. New 1-year deal agreed as a formality. For clarity, leading scorer Chris Wood, who has scored 8 goals in 9 appearances, has another year on his contract deal up to the end of 24-25. So Chris Wood has already got a year on his contract, and Ola Aina's done. But why only for a year with Aina? Maybe that's just until they get a full
there's a trigger. There's a trigger on, you know, when I'm sure you've heard it when they say, "Oh, they've signed him for a 3-year deal, and the club has a year's option." That was the thing with Aina. Cool.
So that's good news, isn't it? That's good news. Both staying.
Yeah. Okay.
On
that bombshell, this will push you straight over. Make sure you've hit the like button here. Come and chill with me for this Luton game. Hopefully be more relaxing than yesterday. 8 more likes required from you lot. Don't go anywhere. This will push you straight there. We'll be live in about 2 minutes. Come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Arsenal.